ग्लोबल स्किल डेवलपमेंट मिशन में आपका स्वागत है।
Now that we have a set of typefaces that are going to support our design's message, and we have a small palette, a small set of colors that are also going to support the design's message, we're now ready to move on to the third component, and that is, of course, imagery. And again, it all boils back to the message of the overall design. What we want to do is we want to find some photography, perhaps some textures, perhaps some icons and other sorts of imagery that are going to reinforce the overall design's message. Now, I'm sure that you're more than capable of finding some paid photography resources online for yourself. There's thousands and thousands of websites that are providing stock photography, paid photography, and so on. There's too many to list here. But what I thought I would at least do is get you started with a small handful of free resources. Okay, and I really have to stress here that when you're putting together your designs, you do not want to infringe on copyright. That's a big deal these days, especially when it comes to things like fonts and photography. Okay? So, to get us started here, here's a small handful, as I say, of free resources that you can make use of online. The first resource that I want to show you here is a website called imcreator.com. If you go to imcreator.com/free, then you'll wind up here. And what you'll find on this site is a full set of free resources, and as they say right here, all for commercial use. That's what we want to hear. That's the key word here. So I'll leave it up to you if you want to dig through some of the photography that we have here. But as you can see, they've organized the resources into various collections. So templates, people, icons. There you go if you need some icons, perhaps for a web project or something like this, business, and so on and so on. There isn't a huge amount of resources on this site, but at least it's something to help get you started. Okay? So there you go. Great resource for you. Okay, there are many more to show you here. There's a website called unsplash.com. Go ahead and head over to unsplash.com. And what we get on this site is free high-res photos, which we can use for any kind of projects. You can subscribe to the site as well to be updated, but there's some really, really great photography on this site. I was just kind of scrolling through here, checking out some of the resources that they have. Really, really nice photography. This is always the challenge, by the way, is free, as far as photography is concerned, usually means low quality. So it's really a challenge to find really great, high-quality professional photography that's either free or low cost, especially for folks like us who are just getting started. So Unsplash is a great resource. Here's another one for you, which is really good. Public Domain Archive. New 100% free stock photos every single week. Everything you need for your creative projects. All public domain images. Awesome. So that means everything's in the public domain. Everything is a free reign here, I guess you could say. We can make use of any of the photography, any of the photography resources, I should say, that we find on this site. Okay? So there you go. Now, I've got two more here for you. The first of the last two, this is actually a paid resource. I haven't dug around too much on this site. You might want to dig around here yourself. Depositphotos.com. I believe they do have some free resources here, and they also have some paid resources as well, including HD videos if you're looking for some video content as well. So you can certainly check that out. And then the last resource that I have here for you is Flickr, flickr.com. I'm sure you're familiar with flickr.com. But what we can do is we can actually find content on flickr.com that we can use in commercial projects. And I'm going to show you how to do this. Head over to flickr.com, and up towards the top right, we have the search field. What we can do here is we can search for keywords, let's say, that relate back to our design's message. Okay, whatever that design message happens to be. So recall earlier I was using the key phrase or the keywords warm, cozy, comfort. That was for my fictitious bakery, coffee house kind of thing. So what I could do is I could search for perhaps bakery or coffee or something like this. Okay, so I'm going to search for bakery. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so we get a whole bunch of different results here, but we can't just have free reign here. Again, we have to be really careful about infringing on copyright. So check this out. This is really cool, and not a whole lot of people know that you can actually do this on Flickr.com. I'm going to go to Advanced Search right up in the top right corner, Advanced Search. What I'm going to do is I'm going to search for photos only. I don't want video content, so I'm just going to go photos only. And if I scroll down a little bit further, where we have Creative Commons, I'm going to say, all right, show me only results with Creative Commons licenses. And I want to find content that I can use commercially, and I also want to find content that I can modify, adapt, or build upon. In other words, I want to be able to find content that I can perhaps open up inside Photoshop and apply some image editing to and crop and rotate and all the rest of it and not infringe on any copyrights. So I'm going to go and refine my search now, and that's going to whittle down the results. Everything that I find here I can use in commercial projects so long as I credit the original copyright owner. Okay? So again, you're going to find sort of an array of photography qualities, let's say, something like that. Central Bakery, that's not really happening for me, but something like that, hey, maybe that would look really nice inside my flyer or on the website that I'm going to build or something like this. So again, you get kind of an array of qualities, let's say. I just saw a nice one down here. Something like that maybe, or you get the idea. So I wind up finding a photo that I do want to use, and here's what we have to do. Go ahead and click on that photo, and then once the photo decides to finally load in, I don't know what he's doing there. He's thinking about loading in. Anyway, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. There he goes. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit, though, and where it reads some rights reserved, go ahead and click on that, and you can read up on exactly how we can use this photo. So it says here, we are free to share the photo and adapt the photo. Okay, that's great. For any purpose, even commercially, that's the key right there because we want to be paid for our work, right? And then if I scroll down just a little bit, under the following terms, so we have to give credit back to the original copyright owner, either with a link or with some kind of small notice, okay? Photo provided by, okay? And photo provided by would be, I suppose in this case, Flickr user alpha, okay? So that's how that would work. And then we can use this button right over here to go and download the photo, all right? So in other regards, there you go. There's a variety of resources online to help you get started finding decent photography and related visual elements online. If you want to go the more paid route, you could certainly do a search for stock photography or stock photography service, something like that in Google, and you'll wind up with, as I said at the beginning of this exercise, thousands and thousands of results.